I like roles that really scare me, that I don't know if I can pull them off or not. It kind of feels like an emotional Everest that I need to climb.
I'll dive right in. As an actress, you're no stranger to complicated family dynamics in television shows. So I was so curious what it was about Candy and the crowded room that kind of pulled you in and drew you to take on this project.
I was fascinated by the mother-son dynamic and getting to play a character who starts as a young 25-year-old mom, a single mom working 2 jobs, nurse, bartender, caretaker in every aspect of her life. And we watch as the family secrets, the things that she and her son hide from themselves and from each other, how that kind of shatters them and ultimately leads to this thrilling crime. I love the twists and turns in the story, and ultimately the things that we learn about the truths that Candy has always known are Shakespearean level mother tragic, in a way that felt very juicy, very challenging, really complicated. And I like roles that really scare me, that I don't know if I can pull them off or not. It kind of feels like an emotional Everest that I need to climb.
Well, I feel like you definitely pulled off this one, just from my point of view.
Thank you.
Candy clearly loves her son, but as you said, there's a complex dynamic there. So what was your way into this relationship, and how did you and Tom kind of establish a dynamic that was like comfortable for you both, given the subject matter?
By the time I'm playing the scenes with Tom, the relationship is almost grieving and in mourning. So for me, the most important thing was establishing the relationship with Zachary Gollinger, who's playing the young Danny, really kind of memorizing on a cellular level that happiness, that playfulness, that expansiveness, that joy, that slightly boundaryless mother-son dynamic. And so knowing in those scenes with Tom what the loss is, what you're grieving. I think there are ways in which this mother and son are so similar that we learn, the more as we learn about their secrets, the ways in which they both use denial as a coping skill to survive what Candy calls a cruel world. I think it's quite profound, but I also think the twists and turns in the story are exciting and kind of make everything make sense at the end. So it's definitely a challenge for me and for Tom.
Definitely. And when those scenes with Tom came along, did you guys ever talk about, you guys are only 10 years apart. So was that something you discussed and you were like, it's a weird dynamic a little bit?
It always felt right when I had read the script, because Candy is kind of a child herself when she has her son at 16. She is so kind of young, and we see kind of like her childish playful energy, and so it kind of, I think it felt really easy and very right to us.
Yeah, it looked very easy as well. And one more question before I go. I'm sure you hear this all the time, big Shameless fan. Do you ever do a mental check-in with Fiona? Where do you think she is? How is she doing?
I'm so satisfied with her finale. I hope that she is kind of conquering Miami. Maybe she's got a condo in Boca by this point. She's a hustler. I think she's always going to make it.
Amazing. Well, I love the crowded room. It was such a pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you.